This 2009 Dodge Caravan has been absolutely destroyed. 15 years of gravel roads and a couple of kids along the way have left the interior in a horrendous state. Every single inch is dirty, while some areas are just beyond words. From the piles of mud to all kinds of sticky goo, buckle up as I transform this filthy van back to a like-new state after more than a decade of abuse. Alright guys, well as I get started on this van, it's very clear to me that the gravel roads have been pretty harsh to it. Not only does the paint have rock chips all over, the rear wheel wells are completely caked with thick gravel mud, so I have a feeling that I'm going to end up getting pretty dirty today. Now as I finish spraying this out, you can see that my left leg took the brunt of all that dirty water splashing out from a second ago, despite my best efforts to position myself out of the splashback zone. So while it doesn't happen very often, I do sometimes get nailed with mud when I pressure wash a vehicle like this, but thankfully my feet stay dry as I do wear waterproof shoes. Now you guys might have noticed that the van is missing a couple of hubcaps, or that it's still rocking winter tires in the middle of August here. Can't really explain that one, but it is kind of funny. Well, as I was spraying out the tailgate jam, I noticed the other two hubcaps were sitting back there, so I figured I'd at least get them sprayed and clean, so that way the owner can decide whether he wants to put them back on or not. Alright, well, as I get the plethora of floor mats all cleaned up, I wanted to just say how funny I think it is that not once, over the dozens and dozens of vehicles I've detailed with rubber floor mats like this, have I ever seen one with the hang tabs at the top cut off. Maybe people don't realize you're supposed to cut them off, or they just don't feel like doing it, but either way it makes me chuckle every time I see it. Okay, with the loose garbage from under the front seats removed, it's time to remove the second row bench seat, which was pretty heavy, and that's allowing me to get a better look at the full scope of the mess in here, and boy is it ever bad. Okay, well, after a quick motivational self-pep talk, I went ahead and removed all the screws holding this piece in, and then removed the front seat anchors as well, so I could get the storage bin liners removed too. Though all of this dismantling is pretty easy because I've done so many of these caravans over the years, and I know where each and every bolt is. Though I will say that I'm thankful this one had a second row bench seat as opposed to the stow and go ones, because those are a lot harder to remove and clean. But as I remove the larger pieces of garbage back here, one thing is a constant across all minivans. The seat anchors are like a black hole for garbage and sticky debris, and because I wanted you guys to really appreciate how gross this is, I figured I'd take you in for a closer look. Now as I continue vacuuming here, I'm noticing that most of the debris is getting sucked up pretty easily, which is a good thing because these vans don't have the best carpet in them. It's pretty thin and holds onto dirt quite badly in most cases, so I'm happy to see that a lot of this is just on the surface. That should mean that by the time I'm done extracting the carpets today, they'll almost look new again. Over on the passenger side now, it's pretty clear that there was a lot of foot traffic in this area because as I sucked the dust away, it revealed a lot of embedded dirt and stains in the carpet. Though, like I said a minute ago, I think I'll be able to get all that out. I've done so many of these caravans now that I have a very good feel for these interior materials and how well they'll clean up. Plus, I've worked on carpets that were more heavily soiled and gotten those clean, so these ones shouldn't be too much of a problem. the back cargo area now, and I can't help but be reminded of some of the other incredibly dirty vans that I've detailed over the years now. Though it's actually been an entire year since I've done a van on the channel, which tells you I don't do them very often, but when I do, they always seem to be total disasters. Like the Kia Sedona minivan I did almost 4 years ago now. If you guys haven't seen that video before, I'd highly recommend giving it a look. It's got 29 million views if that tells you anything about how nasty it was. Truly the stuff of nightmares, and the owner's reaction at the end was just the icing on the cake. You can click the card on the video here, or just search up Detail Geek Kia Sedona, and you should find it pretty quick. Here's all the dust, garbage, bits of old food, and a couple of french fries the vacuum sucked up today. Yikes. Now as I work on the passenger seat here, I've already noticed that the seats are appearing to have a couple of spots on them that don't want to budge, despite my best efforts. So while that is unfortunate, I'll make sure to hit them again with the steamer in a little bit to see if that's the answer. While my carpet cleaner and drill brush is a nearly unbeatable combo, there is the odd time where stains have been sitting for too long and the vehicle abused too much to get things perfectly clean. Continuing along with extracting now, and it's time for this week's members question, which comes from Heather, and it's how often do you take breaks when detailing? Do you work for 12 to 14 hours straight? So the answer is that I don't really take breaks when I'm working. I maybe stop for a couple of minutes after each stage of the process, but otherwise it's pretty much a head down, work hard sort of mentality. So in the case of vehicles that take me 12, 14, or like this one, a lot more hours than that, I'm typically putting in a 12 to 14 hour day, but for the longer ones, I'll usually stop and leave a couple of hours for the next day. Detailing is a major grind, and the fact that I've been doing this and making a video each week for you guys for over 4 years now is mind-blowing to me. Here's the bucket full of absolutely disgusting water pulled out of the caravan today. Gross. Okay guys, well as I start tackling this nasty cup holder area in the back here, I have to say that if you're looking at this and thinking, how on earth are you going to get that clean? Well, I guess you haven't seen my all-purpose cleaner and steamer in action before. The combo has never been beat by any sort of mess, sticky goop, or unknown substances, so that's a clear testament to how incredible it is. I've got the link to the steamer I use in the description, but for the all-purpose cleaner, which comes as a concentrate by the way, well, you can find that over at detailgeekautocare.com, where worldwide shipping is available. Or if you happen to be in Canada, then give Carzilla a look as they carry some of my products. They're based out of Calgary, and I've got a referral link you can use in the description as well. Moving up to the front cup holders now, and while I've removed the rubber insert from here earlier, it turns out there was some, well, I don't know what it is, but we'll just call it pretty nasty goop underneath it that I had to dig out with a flat screwdriver. I honestly don't know how something like this happens. Okay, starting on the giant piece that surrounds the second row storage bins, and I'll once again put my APC and steamer to the test here, as there is no shortage of unknown sticky goo on this thing. Though while I do, I wanted to ask you guys for a quick favor. If you've made it this far into the video, I'm guessing you're enjoying it, so if you haven't already hit the like button or subscribe to the channel, then I'd greatly appreciate if you did that right now. I'll consider myself in debt to you guys, which I'll gladly repay with another video next week featuring a vehicle even nastier than this one. After you've done that though, go ahead and let me know down in the comments which part of the video you enjoyed the most. Was it the mud getting blasted out of the wheel wells, vacuuming all the dirt and dust away, extracting all the stains, or steaming out that disgusting rear cup holder? Let me know what you guys thought. Now that everything inside the van is clean, here's a quick look at the major transformation in here today. It's like a totally different vehicle. Second last step before seeing how good this van looks is to clean all the glass in here with my glass cleaner and waffle weave towel. If you guys struggle with getting streak-free glass, then this is your answer. The glass cleaner is able to cut through any sort of crud or grime with ease, and then the waffle weave towel will ensure there's no streaks when you're done. Check it out over at detailgeekautocare.com.
All right guys, well 17 long hours later and this Caravan is super clean and looking spectacular once again. But I gotta say, that was a huge job. There's just so much surface area inside of a van. Yeah, it just takes a really long time to clean it no matter how dirty it is. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed watching this van get transformed, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.